Alright, so I got the dash downstairs here. Me and Gab, we're measuring it out. Basically, we're going to chop a section out of both sides and flip them. So, measure 20 times and cut once, hopefully. Doesn't really matter because I can fill it in with Bondo, as long as the outer frame is all the same size and the middle part. Alright, well, this thing is so dull. So it wasn't cutting properly, so went over to my dad's and grabbed the sawzall, whatever. I also have one of these, one of these things. I don't know which one's going to be better. Probably the sawzall. So I'm going to plug that in. I got myself some DeWalt little blades, so I'm gonna get to work on that. Alright, so we got one piece has been cut off, the airbag part. So I'm gonna chop off some stuff. Actually, I won't touch any of this. All the rest of the stuff I'm gonna be doing with the grinder in the garage. I just need to make a couple of modifications. Alright, so I know what you guys are thinking. This looks pretty bad. Well, I mean, that one looks pretty good. Basically, we cut too much on that side, so on this side it overlaps, and same thing on this side. This one has like a huge hole, and this one overlaps. So basically, what I'm gonna have to do is go with the grinder and just grind material off till it fits in place, and then we're gonna be able to put a little metal plates there and there. Basically in the four corners, little metal plates, maybe a little bit other places. Same thing on this side. Little metal plates to hold it, and then we'll be able to epoxy it on the underneath, and then Bondo on the top, and just get the dash looking like a dash again. And once the Bondo is done, then we'll be able to do the flock material. So yeah, it's gonna be a gonna be a long job, but I think it's gonna be worth it in the end. Instead of having no dash, I'll have something semi-done. Yeah, look at this mess. Ugh. How are you all doing? So just wanted to give you guys a little update here. You can see the steering shaft is now pointing out. I'm gonna have to make the hole a little bit bigger because that one is bigger. I'll probably just like tap on the bottom section, because I believe if I look at myself with that one, the steering shaft should come around here, and this can't go any higher because it's touching inside. So I'm gonna have to cut the hole a little bigger inside. Other thing is I'm gonna have to weld that bracket right here. I'm gonna do that probably later. And this is the right hand drive dash that I'm making. Basically right now it's only holding by tie wraps, a couple screws. It came out actually pretty good. I bought some plastic weld, and I'm gonna weld all underneath, fill it all the cracks and stuff with epoxy. Then we're gonna be making this a little nicer by chopping this off all here, maybe chopping all of this off all here, just making it as light as possible. All this, I'm gonna leave this section. I believe I can chop this here, chop this and that off. Yeah. What is it?
Is it gonna be dildo powered?
You're talking to me.
Thank you, come again.
Look at Gab, he's going hunting.
Yeah. Came into my body.
Fortnite! Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-doo! Clutch pedal. So pretty much next is going to be the gas pedal, since I'm still waiting on the Willwood brake pedal to come in. But super easy to mount. I mean, basically, I looked at photos online, and the top hole here seemed to be in the middle of this big circle, and I'd say about an inch away. So I drilled a hole, so I put a bolt through there, bolted up the clutch pedal bracket, then aligned the clutch like I want it so it's straight. Then I drilled the other hole, came on this side, well, drilled the other hole from the inside coming out just to get the hole straight. Made this hole a little bigger to fit, and then from the inside I marked with a black marker the center of the two holes, basically that one and that one, and took the clutch pedal off, drilled the pilot hole from the inside, and then from the outside I went with a hole saw blade, not blade, like the jagged edges. I believe it's a hole saw bit, I'm not sure. Anyways, went through there, put the clutch master right through. It's really perfect, it's straight really, and the clutch pedal just aligns perfect. So clutch pedal is done. I think I might redo the steering rack with something else. I got a couple options for a steering rack. I kind of just like tack welded it in place right now. It's still like pretty loose, you guys could see. I didn't make a bracket on the other side yet. I'm thinking I might get I don't know what I want to do. I just know that I might not keep this because this needs to get lower too, so I might have to make a little some spacers, because that one over there is like way lower just because the pipe was so big compared to the other side. Like look how small the piping is on this side, and on that side it's a lot bigger. So I don't know, we'll have to see once the clutch, the brake and the clutch pedal is in with the dash, and see once I get the seat brackets made, and we'll have to see once I put the sliders in to see how high the steering sits compared to the seat and the clutch pedal and stuff like that. I'm just really waiting on the right hand drive rack so I can finalize my steering column. Once the steering column's done, then then I'll be pretty much ready to drop in the engine, right? So got to do the gas and brake pedal before I drop the engine, and I'm gonna have to block those holes right there. That one we're gonna keep because that's where the wiring harness goes through. And yeah, might have to figure something out for the reservoir for the power steering. I'm not sure exactly how it's gonna line up with that one. Definitely this line's gonna be too short, so I would, because it's gonna be on this side now, so I still can't find my beams power steering lines that Pascal, my buddy who did a beam swap, had. I think I'm just gonna have to either run a Earl's power steering line for the high pressure if that one's too short, and for the, actually that one might just be pretty good once it's unbent and put the other way. It's going to be the low pressure side that I might have to remake a 10 braided line for the low pressure. Then again, we'll have to see. I mean, like everything, like same thing with the gas line. Like I'm definitely gonna have it not running under the car there, and I kind of don't want to have it in that corner just because the downpipe goes there, but we'll see. I'll show you guys another thing. Hey everybody, it's the Evo. So my buddy John welded me up my intercooler piping, as you guys can see. Got the IAT bung there. Basically I need to buy a 2.5 to 2 3/4 because I have a couple of them, and maybe like a 45, depends. Like I definitely need to get that. The turbo side's all done, just there, basically goes down there, boom. I have to add a T-bolt clamp, gotta buy a 3-inch T-bolt clamp, and then everything else is pretty good. Then I'll only have the brake booster line to finish for this. Injectors, new GM bar map, new clutch reservoir, and then it's going to be the power steering reservoir, and then the engine bay, all the electronics, everything is done. Done. The brake lines in the back are done. We're only missing the front extended control arms. I might actually use these arms since the ball joint unbolts, and I'll just make a spherical rod eye for the lower ball joint and have it like threaded so it's extendable. Then I gotta figure something out for some seats, and if I have the budget for the summer, put in a cage. The Evo is definitely coming along. As you guys can see, it's like really near completion. Here's a better look at the right-hand drive dash that I'm making. You guys can see the tie wraps. I didn't really measure properly. That's why there's so many big gaps, but I mean, it's all gonna be covered up. So basically all this is gonna be filled in with like an epoxy Bondo. Same thing for here. And then we're just gonna sand it all down nice and good. We're gonna buy that flock kit, and then we'll have a video on flocking this dash. I mean, it's a drift car, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I think it's gonna turn out good once it's done. So if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up, comment down below. I've also started a Patreon. If you guys wanna go on the links below, you'll see my Patreon account. Basically, I'm asking you guys for some help. So if you guys wanna support the channel, if you want, you can also buy some merch. You can go down in the links below. There's a link to my shop where you guys can buy t-shirts and stuff, and hoodies and beanies and stuff like that. So if you want to support the channel, definitely hit up those links. And I hope you guys like this video. We'll be making some more videos soon. Once it gets hot, I mean, there's only about a month and a half to 2 months of, well, I'd say month and a half left of winter. So we got some parts coming in for the Lexus. Got some parts that's going to be coming in soon for the Evo. And then we'll be able to finish these up. So, peace out.
Stand up like a soldier, baby. Yeah, I know you been like that. Gun it like a holster, baby. Show them say you're wicked like